Welcome in, everybody, to a late night edition, Thursday night edition of 410 Sports Talk. I'm James Haskell, along with my co-host Glenn Martin. The Baltimore Ravens pull off an exhilarating win over the Cincinnati Bengals. Man, what a great matchup on a Thursday night. Man, it's really awesome. Of course, the Ravens squeak one out there, and we're excited to talk about it. But Glenn, of course, before we do, let's get right into our awesome sponsor for this show. The reason the lights are on tonight, BetOnline.
Yeah, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest odds on everything from NFL football, NBA, college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here. Jimbo, I mean, what a treat for NFL fans on Thursday night. I mean, one of the instant classics on Thursday night where we see two of the best quarterbacks in football go absolutely toe-to-toe, hit for hit, shot for shot. And look, the stars showed out tonight, Jimbo. Lamar was amazing. Got to give Joe Burrow credit. And, of course, Jamar Chase credit for what he did out there today. But there was also some heroes that were a little bit more unexpected, particularly the explosive performance from Tylan Wallace, which we're going to get into. But, man, what a night, Jimbo. Are the kitty cats at 4-6? They're reeling, Jimbo. They're really reeling right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much worse you can get, and they still think their chances are good. I know that they're confident in their team and everything else, and they'll say the right things, but we'll see how they, I'd be interested to know how they really feel about their chances. But Glenn, I just got to say this off the top really quick, and this might add fuel to the fire for any Cincinnati Bengals fans, podcasters, media members, players, or otherwise that are watching the show. If I see another 6'8" tight end moan and complain to the referees about 5'8" Adarius Washington manning their asses up.
That's right.
Shoot, my nephew might be watching this. Manning their butts up. Like, dude, every single play, Glenn, it was like, what? I'm only a foot taller and 100 pounds heavier. You're telling me he can guard me? Dude, I could not take it. The Ravens did a ton of stuff, and obviously we're into all that. But am I the only one here, or were they complaining about every single Hudson and Gesicki? First of all, what's the announcer's name? Kirk, what's his last name?
I have no idea.
Kirk, whatever. I think he went to Ohio State, I believe. I believe he's a resident of Ohio. He does game day, whatever. Obviously, this is Thursday nights. Never, ever, ever announce a Ravens Day game again. Certainly not against Joe Burrow, because you have a serious crush on the guy. Stop talking about his piercing blue eyes every time the camera pans to his face. Nobody cares. Like, shut up. Anyway,
Not
all right.
a fan of Herbie. Okay.
No, dude, just. Man, like he talked about he goes to Bengals home games. He's clearly a Bengals fan. All he did was complain to the
Oh, you're talking about
rep.
I know you're talking about. You're talking about Herb Street, who was a quarterback at Ohio State. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
but look, let's get back to the game. Let's get back to the game here, Jimbo. We got a lot to celebrate. Lamar Jackson continues his stranglehold on the MVP. Redbeard said we really did play like assholes. I don't know if you heard it, Jimbo, but they caught the fans screaming.
I saw
We're playing like assholes. I love that. And we weren't playing our best, certainly seemingly shooting ourselves in the foot on so many first down plays, causing us to go backwards initially. Now, in the second half, really eliminated a lot of that. But really, 7 points at halftime, I'm thinking, man, this was supposed to be a high-scoring affair. We end up just down 14-7 at halftime. But I was reminded that this is kind of how the first game started. Really a slow start, and then boom, 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 the teams start really hitting on all cylinders. Sean Pisker says, I don't think I have the breath to type. Jesus, insanity. Yeah, absolutely crazy. But, Jimbo, were you nervous in the beginning? You go down 14
Yep.
Was it 14-0, then down 21-7? Were you getting a little nervous?
Yeah, Glenn, this is exactly why I'm starting a petition here today for the Ravens to take the ball. Any chance they get, take the football. I didn't even see the coin toss. Did we defer today?
We had to have, yeah.
Right? I guess they're not just going to take the ball. Right. Like, but dude, why? Let's go get a lead.
I like that, actually. I thought about that. I thought about you saying that as soon as we came out and went 3 and out after him sitting for a
Right.
10-minute drive. Yeah.
And then we have zero momentum, absolutely flat. So to answer your question, super nervous. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely nervous. In fact, my wife stopped watching the game. She was so pissed off. She gets more angry than I do. She can't take it. She's like, I'm going to bed. This ain't worth my sleep.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well, it
and
was
so that was
stressful.
frustrating. At every moment, though, Glenn, the reason that I stayed patient, I felt like, was just like you said, the offense is so explosive. So explosive.
Sorry, I got distracted by Lamar is not clutch in the chat. I hope that was a joke. You call it, says this game was not good for my heart. LOL. LJ equals MVP. Yeah, I mean, what else can this guy do? He continues to just be absolutely phenomenal. Let me throw up some.
How's Lamar not good in the clutch? Didn't we score 21 points in the fourth quarter? I mean, the third quarter?
I'm gonna guess that was some sort of a joke.
And 28 in the second half, something like that, right? Like
maybe like sarcasm. I'm gonna guess it was sarcasm here, Jimbo. But
yeah.
let me throw this up here. And look, it was a shaky start. I think that's fair to say. We didn't come out hitting on all cylinders. Had left the defense out there. And now look, they had their share of blame to keep their defense out there with giving up 12 play drives. But the offense certainly didn't help them, putting them right back on the field after that long drive. But look at this, Jimbo. 25 of 33, 290, 4 touchdowns, another no interception game. Did get a bit lucky on that one that was about to be a phenomenal pick. But, I mean, Jimbo, what more can we say? What's he got, 24 touchdowns to 2 picks now?
Yeah, 24-2. It's just absolutely insane. And look, sometimes you deserve a little luck. I forgot the number of dropped interceptions that Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen have, but Lamar deserves a little luck.
Yeah.
Right? His only 2 interceptions are credit to his pass catchers this year.
That's true.
So, look, what comes around goes around. But, yeah, Lamar Jackson is playing out of his mind. I love that he picked up on the follow-through that everybody noted in the last game. And he did the same thing in this one. And he even had the 3, like it was a 3-pointer up there. I thought that was awesome.
That was funny. Yeah.
That was really cool. No, and that's the thing. The offense is absolutely explosive. What did Derrick do rushing tonight? Derrick had 16 for 68. But I still felt like Derrick had big plays in big moments. I don't mean big as in like massive chunk plays, but in the second half, Derrick had some 7-8ers, some 6-7-8ers that were popping him off, right? And Monken seemed to really be in his bag there in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And you talked about it. The welcome to the NFL party. I guess you kind of had that last year with Tylan Wallace, and he's been here for a minute, but dude, the strength, speed, and coordination,
the balance to stay
right.
Yeah, like everyone, including everyone pretty much on the defensive side of the ball, thought he was going to get pushed out of bounds on 2 occasions on that one play. But yeah, I think he's got deceiving strength. That guy is
dude. The two tackles, he broke 3 tackles. The second and third were linebackers.
That's right. Logan Wilson being one of them, who's a tackling machine. And even if you remember on one of his other catches, they never tackled him. They just kind of pushed him out of bounds, but he stayed on his feet. This guy's tough to tackle. Robbie Pate said, who would have thought Wallace would go off today? That's true. And I think it's shocking even maybe to Wallace, because I thought Deontay Johnson was getting some more looks, and he had Lamar shaking his head. He had Lamar frustrated, it looked like at times, and maybe he caught the end of the bench because of that. And then we saw Tylan Wallace go in there and just take every bit of advantage of what he got. Man, that guy, we continue to say he's underrated, and he showed it again today. It's like, do we need to start getting this guy more looks on the offense and maybe scoot him up the depth chart to maybe the number 3 receiver? Or is that too aggressive, Jimbo?
Yeah, so you're saying right now number 3 is Nelson Aguilar?
And Deontay between those.
And Deontay, yeah. Well, look, he definitely deserves the looks. I mean, and he'll get them. He'll get the snaps. I don't know if he'll get the targets, but he'll get the snaps after that, after what he did today. I think that will go without saying. So shout out to him. Let's see. Kenny Ash says, only thing that stops this dang defense is penalties, getting them behind. I can't stand it. Dude, Glenn, I want to talk about penalties. The first half penalties offensively were ridiculous. The first half penalties in general. In that last drive where Cincinnati scored, we had, I believe, 3 penalties on 4 plays.
Unbelievable, dude. So many drive killers.
What is happening?
11 penalties to 3 for the Bengals.
Can we? I have this as a note as well, Glenn. Speaking of penalties, so we're still in the same vein. I won't go deviate off too much, or deviate off this conversation too much. I put it in our group chat. I might be biased, but I feel like something needs to be done when a receiver engages. I'm referencing the Brandon Stevens fourth down penalty.
Please.
When the receiver engages in contact and then pushes off of you
of his face.
Right. And then your response is a gentle, like he was hardly holding. Holding is an aggressive term in this scenario. And then you can call, but he absolutely engaged in the contact.
Dude, he was pushing off on Brandon Stevens' face mask. Like, it's so goofy how they just give the defender nothing. Like, they don't ever give them anything to defend themselves or defend the pass. It's complete and total BS.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, because just like you said, the receiver has all the control in that scenario. They can do whatever they want. There's no wrong.
Yeah, 100%. Unbelievable. Frustrating.
But the penalties were insane, dude. The penalties, we were just giving them yards at that point.
Yeah, man. Like, you gotta quit the bullcrap.
Even Kyle with the dumb stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off Kyle Van Noy with the little offsides thing and just dumb stuff.
I would like to have seen that a different angle. I mean, I guess he was off, but I thought he might have gotten back on.
Dude, do you think that Joe temporarily forgot who he was after Broderick Washington took all the air out of his entire body?
I didn't like that call, dude. I didn't like that call.
It was just because of the body weight, right?
I know, but God.
I know. When does
he hits the guy right in the chest and it's a penalty. Like, it's just
blows
my mind.
Your boy, Glenn.
Oh, dude, I can't even talk about how many times I thought Oweh almost had his ass.
You're like ready to send a text message and email to the Baconator?
Yes. And then he just does it. He comes up short. Of course he does. But Kenny says they complain about every call because refs usually would give it to them if they did until a 2-point conversion. Yeah, they I will say give Burrow a little bit of credit. Yeah. I thought he got wrapped across his mouth a couple times by some mitts. And he didn't get up, sit up complaining. I got to give that guy credit for that. He was not kicking and screaming like some of his other guys.
Not Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes.
No, that was commendable to see. But look, can we not get into this right here, Jimbo? Nnamdi Metabike coming out party
today.
He finally looked like the $100 million guy that he is. Three sacks on Joe Burrow today. Was really a one-man wrecking crew at times, absolutely destroying the offensive line of the Bengals. It was absolutely unbelievable to see. But I will say this. There was still a lot of time. Now, look, we got some pressures. I'm going to give these guys credit because we've been bashing on them, saying we need more help. We should have went and added to them. I'm going to give these guys some credit. At times, especially in the second half, they were really able to pressure Joe Burrow, make him uncomfortable. And even when they weren't getting there, they were affecting his throw. I would have liked to see a little bit more in the first half, but I thought these guys kind of loosened up in the second half. And look, I just want to give these guys a little bit of shout out because while they didn't all register sacks, I think there was some good pressure rate out there today.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with you. The funny part to me, Glenn, and I wrote this note down, and look, this was just a knee-jerk note. It wasn't. I haven't obviously looked at the plays in depth and all the film that will, be out in the. But to your point, it seemed like when we weren't dialing up blitzes, you talked about it, the pressure that those guys were getting, our traditional guys up front, seemed to be okay. I felt like every time we dialed up a blitz, we just ran into a wall. Especially in the first half, I felt like it was relatively ineffective. There were some moments in the second half, but to your point, Glenn. If I don't die first, they did get some pressure. Now, Joe will hold on to it too. Not to discredit them, but Joe will certainly give you opportunities to get him down.
Yeah. You good, Jimbo?
Yeah. We're just all sick here.
Oh, nice.
Welcome to the life.
But yeah, I mean, they had moments where they got pressure, and I thought they played hard. But look at the screen right now, Jimbo. And Quan says we value draft picks versus pass rush. Thanks, EDC. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have seen more aggression. We talked about that, but look, the trade deadline is gone. We're not going to keep, it's done. They're not getting anybody else.
Yeah, so why even?
In fact, they cut Unique and Yakwe and put them on waivers and are hoping, I guess, to bring them back. But that was surprising to me as well that you couldn't find elsewhere to kind of be a little. I don't know. It was a little bit surprising, but I mean, Jimbo, we talked about it. It was my key to the game. Tackling was my key on the defense, tackling on the perimeter specifically. And it reared its ugly head today. Again, I mean,
did.
more opportunities with Jamar Chase running after the
Had
ball
had another
made.
short to intermediate one that he just took to the house. It's just part of the par for the course now when he plays us.
Dude, and the part that really pisses me off about his success is that there was no T. Higgins to frustrate you and make you go, oh, I can't send you should make anyone else in the world beat you than Jamar Chase. And all night, he just beat the hell out of us, Jimbo.
Yeah,
17 targets?
I agree with you 1,000%. I wrote that down as well, that, like, how is it that Joe Burrow wants to throw to one person and one person alone? I thought it was ridiculously foolish that they would not throw to him in the 2-point conversion.
I know.
I mean, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong.
He's literally dookie on everyone. Yeah.
but to your point, he doesn't want to throw the ball to anyone else. So how are we unable to do this? I just don't get it. Glenn, I don't get it. Call Chuck Pagano or Rex Ryan or someone please. Or seems like a good dude, but we can't waste the season with Lamar and Henry. Dean Pease, thumbs down, thumbs down. Did you see Dean getting pissed off on the camera, Panda?
I did.
I was trying to figure out what he was pissed off about, but he totally said MFer.
Yes, 100%.
I love seeing him fired up. I feel like Dean's not that demonstrative. You know what I mean? All the time.
We may not know how these guys. I mean, look, we don't see Todd Monken either, but apparently he's like a sailor out there.
I'm sure about that one.
I wouldn't mind seeing all hands on deck when it comes to bringing in all defensive minds to see if they can get something fixed here. I mean, look, say what you want. The offense came out stuttering. 3 and outs aren't going to help a defense, but you cannot. First of all, these numbers are ridiculous. I mean, what are we talking about here when you're giving up 421 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no picks? Yeah, you get to him 3 times. Shout out to Namdi, but 428 yards nonetheless. Chase Brown, 13 carries. But you said he's only throwing to one guy. The game plan was literally throw it to Jamar Chase. If it's not there, dump it down to Chase Brown. 11 carries or 11 targets.
Yeah. So to your point, and we'll get Emos, we'll get to this real quick. Why don't they double Chase? 100%. Sure. I mean, we saw in moments they double Chase, but now they like 1.5 him. They didn't double him because Marcus Williams is basically half a defender these days. Yeah, Marcus Williams, I feel bad.
What happened on that play?
Dude, I don't understand. Does he not want to play football anymore?
Crazy.
Is he just over it? You know what I'm saying?
And look, our safety position was becoming quickly one of our worst, if not our worst position group. And that's with an all-pro in Kyle Hamilton, who's playing pretty well. And now he goes down with the ankle
I thought
injury.
That was an Achilles.
I know. When I saw him go down, I go, oh, no, non-contact. Thank God. I'm actually happy it looked like a high ankle sprain.
Right.
But Emos is right. I mean, you can't take away their one guy that you know is going like just simply.
And we've done it before.
Guy. Yeah, it should not be that difficult. And now it's going to be more difficult with what looks to be at least a couple week injury to Kyle Hamilton. And thank goodness we got our Darius.
Am I yelling?
No, is somebody saying that?
No. I just can't hear very well, and I feel like I'm yelling, but I'm like congested. I just want to make sure I'm not blasting out your eardrums. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right.
Ravens O's Nation says, thank God we are done playing that team. Respect to Jamar Chase, honestly. That guy's terrifying. AJ Green flashbacks. Pittsburgh's next. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, he's terrifying. And so is Joe Burrow to this defense. I mean, if you look at his numbers, what he's done in a 2-game stretch against us, it's absolutely insane. But yeah, I mean, the defense had moments. Marlon Humphrey playing like a captain of this defense. Got to give that guy credit. He was
that goofy hold.
Yeah, that was, I mean, he reaches out and grabs the guy's face mask. Not what you want. But other than that, the guy made play after play. Every time he has an opportunity, it seems like he's taking advantage of it in the biggest moments. Got to give him credit. But look, the defense, Jimbo, 12 plays, 70 yards to start the day. Then the next one, they turn over on downs, but 11 plays, 49 yards. But then you give them a little credit. 3 plays a punt, 7 plays a punt, but then back to it, 10 plays, touchdown, 73 yards. And then here we go, quick score, 1 play, touchdown. Then they have the fumble, then the punt, and then look, we get some stops, but again, 1 play, 70-yard touchdown, 9 plays, 70-yard touchdown. The defense has got to be better, Jimbo. It had moments,
Yep.
but it just was not good enough.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it. Had moments, but certainly not good enough. Just like you said, Mossy says defense needs its own live stream. What's wrong with the pass defense? I know Burrow's top quarterback, but still, why does their third defense suck? Did I miss something on there? Oh, they get third down.
Third down defense.
DK literally went like this.
Yeah.
That was really good improvisation.
Third down.
Improvisation, DK. That's cool.
They
get stops on first and second, then big play. Why keep happening? Yeah, good. I mean, good question, Mossy. There seemed to be the third and fourth down stuff was a bit ridiculous. Dude, I tell you what, man. Yeah, I'm concerned about this defense. I'm pleasantly surprised this year thus far by our Darius Washington. That play he had in the first drive, obviously it will not be thought about because they ended up scoring and that was a long drive. But do you know the deflection he had?
Refresh my memory. Where was it at?
Yeah, it was in the first drive. Joe swings out to the right, and then he tries to bullet one down the field, and our Darius just turned around in time and deflected it.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yep,
dude, stuff like that. Marcus Williams isn't doing that this year. Our other safeties aren't doing this year. Like, shout out to our Darius Washington for fighting. He's fighting and he's savvy. He's playing hard. Now, look, I wish his running mate was there, and I hope he gets healthy soon. But I'm excited about them as a duo moving forward. If I'm excited about anything within this defense,
that's a good point. I still want to see Bo Braid out there. I really think we could get something from Bo Braid. Yeah, there's going to be some moments, but I mean, what are you getting out of Marcus Williams at this point? Mitty Raw says, like how was Jamar single covered on the 2-point conversion with the game on the line? Dude has 500 yards on us in a game. Great game, Ardarius. Yeah, I was almost peeing down my leg when I saw once again, because at the very least, here's the percentages. It's like 50-50 he's going to catch it. It's another 25% chance that he's going to get interfered. Right. And there's only a 25% chance, I think, that it's going to be an incompletion. And that's really more so if the throw is off target. But if the throw is on target, it's only going to be good things for the Bengals and bad for us. But thank goodness he didn't throw it to him. He decided to go with the tall tight end. He saw a mismatch, at least he thought, on a short Ardarius. But, man, say what you want. I just wish he was a little taller because, dude, he saw that ball was coming to Chase on that touchdown so early and had an opportunity to break on it. And, I mean, give credit. Perfectly straight over. I mean, beautiful throw right over his head. Got to give the guy credit. But, man,
Wiggins didn't even – you're talking about the one where Wiggins was on it too?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Ardarius saw it and broke. And I think he took a little bit too shallow of a route, to be honest. But, man, I love that guy, dude. He's a hell of a player.
Fighter, man.
Jimbo, one guy we didn't talk about, and look, I got to give this guy his flowers. There's no bigger Mark Andrews fan than my nephew Tyler. And look, he sings his praises. He wants to shake Todd Monken when he doesn't throw him the ball. He was my offensive, I think, what was he? Something for us. His matchup
Your X
over
Factor,
the middle.
Yeah. Oh, the matchup. It was the matchup. And look, he got revenge on him, dude. Got revenge on old Logan Wilson, Mr. Sleeve Tattoo now. I'm cool now. My name's Logan Wilson. Whatever, dude.
6 catches on 7 targets, 68 yards, has the big touchdown on the beautiful float pass for an 18-yard tutty. I mean, this guy was absolutely unbelievable once again, and will not go unnoticed, Mark, that you got that onside kick as well, because that was a tricky placed ball. It was one of those things where the receiving team, we didn't know we wanted to jump on it or let it roll, because if they touched it too early, it's a penalty. But, man, Mark just said, nope, I'm jumping on it. Game over. Put the kids to bed. The hay's in the barn. Love what I saw from him. Don C says, Tylan Wallace gets the game ball. Love that guy. He's not just a gadget guy. He deserves more snaps. Prayers up for Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, let's see more Tylan. Let's see more, and let's hope that Kyle Hamilton has certainly a speedy recovery. But, Jimbo, also thought it was a bounce-back game from Rashad Bateman. What did you see from Rashad out there making plays?
Yeah, this is my term of the game. I mean, I felt like Rashad really fought, showed some physicality today, showed some perseverance. His body language has looked better. I mean, we've always known he's a crisp route runner. There was one catch where he almost let his concentration get away from him. It was one that was over the middle, and he almost lost it. And he kept it tight to the body. So shout out to him. He's continued to improve. I also had the touchdown there. Him and Lamar seem to be getting more and more in sync. And that's exciting for Ravens fans. This is what we've been waiting for. And the cool thing is, as he continues to build his value, the better and better his contract looks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
look, I'm excited about Bateman and looking forward to his game continuing till yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And
Let's
it's a
see.
bounce
Tom,
back, you know.
100%. Tom, man, there's 100%. Oh boy, I'm bringing it. I'm in the vault, dude. Tom Votto said, overreaction or not, guys? Did we overpay for Rose Smith? I feel like Queen complimented him better. Thought Simpson would be further along in his development. I have a couple thoughts on here. I don't think we overpaid Rowe. I think he had a better game tonight than we've seen in some other games. I think he's more than just a player. I think he's a multiplier. I think he's a captain out there. I think he's a general really out there as well. And I also don't blame Simpson for being further along. He's still just raw. He just is. I mean, he's getting there. And yeah, I mean, Rowe needs to improve. I think that's fair, but I don't think we overpaid
But
on
this,
him.
I mean, look, 12 tackles is a much better game than we saw from him last week with only 3. He has fumble recovery after Marlon gets his hand in there and rips it out. Huge play in the game, jump on that ball. And yeah, he did have times. I mean, he looked rough in coverage at times, but so did everyone over the middle of the field. I saw KVN at one point try to drop back, and it just was like every time I saw it, I went, would Kyle Hamilton have been in that role right there? Would KVN even be in that role if Kyle wasn't hurt right now? And it was tough to watch. And I don't know how you get better over the middle of the field. It just looks like it's such a strain. Guys are wide open. And even when we had a guy covered, we would voluntarily just drift out of their way, and they just had to stand there and wait for the ball to get thrown their direction. It was frustrating.
One of the things that I only know this from basketball, right? I didn't play football. I played basketball and lacrosse, and so you play zone in both of those sports. The only thing I know that's really important with zone is you have to be able to communicate not only in the moment on the field, but the communication needs to come across in practice. So that way when you're out of shouting distance in a field of thousands and thousands of people and you can't hear each other, right? And they're live bullets. You need to know what each other are doing. And I feel like there was way too many times tonight where just guys didn't know what the other person was doing, because everybody knows this. When you're in zone, you're all on a string, right? You're just, there's the puppeteer up here and you move. That means you move. And it just felt like guys were moving in singular pieces tonight. From a zone perspective. I'll get to this one if you want. Manny says, might be crazy, but overall, I thought defense looked improved in many ways. Gutsy win. Why not run the ball and kick a field goal? Leave Cincinnati with 30 seconds. I have that as a note as well. I want to talk about that. To your point, Manny, I think you and Glenn are kind of saying the same thing, where the defense showed improvement in moments. Just a lack of consistency there. They also showed obviously some epic failures. They had their traditional, 80,000 penalties. They had their 1 to 2 big game-breaking plays. I mean, these are things that can be avoided. It's not unreasonable to ask a defense to keep the guys in front of them.
No.
It's not unreasonable to ask a defense to not get so penalized.
Right.
So,
and the penalties were on both sides, but come on, dude. They gave up 27 first downs. They gave up 50% conversions on third down, 50% on fourth down. They gave up 470 yards. I mean, say what you want about their defense. They did have moments where they got stops, and this is a really tough team and talented team. But, I mean, when are we saying that it's okay for Ravens defense to do all those things? That's not the standard here in Baltimore. And the offense had its faults, but we can't just go, we expect the offense to score every time they touch the ball, and then we give excuses for the defense when they give up 470 yards, including how many yards to their best freaking player, the guy that everyone in the building knows they wants to get the ball. Like, how do you let Jamar Chase go 11 for 263 and 3 touchdowns, and including 2 50-plus yard touchdowns where he goes one play? Like, you can't have it. Nick Rowe, did we already read that? Okay. Emo says defense alone a lot better. Too much miscommunication in the secondary. Jimbo. Again.
It's just what he talked about. No one knows what each other's doing before they get on the field. You have to know those things if you're in a coordinated effort like a zone. You have to.
Yeah. Everybody's got to move together. If one guy moves, I better see everyone adjusting.
100%.
Nick Robe says, tired of penalties killing drives. Zach or bro, simplify it. Too many third and long and fourth down conversions. All linebackers pass coverage. Huge regression. But a W is a W. A win's a
W is a
win, and
W.
a huge win at that. Another
Huge
home victory in the
'Cause think-
division.
think about this, Glenn. If
Yeah.
if we lose this game, that means the best we can do is split with the Browns. The best we can do is split with the Bengals. And let's be honest, like usually in years, we split with the Steelers.
Or we get swept.
So in a best case scenario, obviously we sweep the Steelers, but we'll say a reasonable case scenario, we go 3-3 in the division. That's not good enough.
No.
That's not good enough. So we needed this win tonight. I wanna pull this up really quick because Twitter is going wild about the last play. I want to pull it up real quick.
Oh my
do you think, DK, am I gonna get a copyright?
Yes. I just
am.
know Cole's been complaining about the NFL copywriting every clip he puts recently, so I wouldn't risk it.
Okay, anyway, go and watch it. It's an absolute flop. He gets stood up.
Yeah.
And then he just flops, dude. Yeah. It's a clear and planned flop.
Yeah. Like, come on. There's been way more egregious missed calls or bad calls in the NFL. That's to even put that up there and make it like stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Dominic Trice says people on Twitter and Reddit saying we were given the game, but I'm pretty sure that fourth down conversion rolled on the ground, drive over. Yeah, this is silly. And let's not forget that even had they gotten that 2-point conversion, there was 30 plus seconds left, and we had 2 timeouts left in our back pocket. If you don't think we could have gotten in field goal range, you're out of your mind. So to say they're given the game, stop it. We had 11 penalties to their 3. We're getting the favorable calls. 11 penalties to their 3. Stop it. Given the game.
And I just to that point, I don't care he missed an extra point tonight. Justin Tucker in that situation ain't missing that kick. I firmly believe he ain't missing it. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad we didn't have to go through it.
We have a kicking problem.
He might need to retire after this. It might be over for Justin Tucker. And I wouldn't be mad at him, you know?
38 seconds and 2 timeouts. That's right, DPG. That is right. Omni King says, someone check on Harbs. The 100-yard rushing streak ended. Also, what's wrong with these linebackers? It did end, didn't it? 1 yard shy, Jimbo. 99 yards. Dang, I didn't even realize it in real time. But, man, hey, look. Some people are saying they didn't stick to the run. They didn't go to they did not have a lot of success early on in first down, even when they did stick to the run. When they did, it was great. But let's also remember they were forcibly taken out of that rush first game plan when they were getting 10-yard penalties on first down. So I don't
the
necessarily have an
dude.
issue. Huh?
The QB, sorry.
No. Was it the QB Neal that lost
Somebody just mentioned that in the chat.
No!
My bad. I saw it and I totally cut you off there.
No, that's good.
Dude.
Man, the QB Neal ends
I'm sure that's what did it, right?
Absolutely. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that definitely did it.
Shout out to Deadly Jordan. Yeah, that's
dang. That's a tough way for it to go on a QB sneak. That's brutal.
RVA Raven fan says, well, boy. Oh, sorry, Glenn. Did you want to finish your thought about the linebackers?
No, go ahead.
Okay, cool. That's a weird one. I love the win, but the first half made me nervous. 100%. Is Lamar okay between his hand and lack of running? I wonder. I wouldn't associate lack of running with an injury. In fact, that's another thing. What's Herbie, whatever his name is? He said he started some rumor about some phantom injury about Lamar. You heard what he said? Oh, he normally would take off there. He's slow playing. You remember when he slow played that? He rolled out to the right.
Yeah. Well, look, there's no doubt that there's something going on when he misses practice all week, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, but look, he's looking for something down the field. There might be something really, really small going on. But you know what, Herbie? Go check on your boy Joe Burrow because the dude can't count to 10 right now. Don't talk to me about Lamar Jackson's injury. Stop it.
I tell you, my injury concerns were alleviated on that scramble.
Yeah.
How the hell did he get the edge there without getting pushed out of bounds? And then he damn near scores. Like I'm yelling, throw it away, throw the ball away. And not only does he not throw it away, he turns the corner, tight ropes all the way, and damn near gets it in himself. Yeah, dude. I have no concerns. Obviously, the hand was fine.
Yeah,
he's out there
Lamar Jackson, that play, it really makes me wonder, like, he's just a different human. the way that he's able to keep such velocity while he moves his body forward in a calculated way at the drop of a dime
He's
is
nuts.
just incredible. It's like a duck running incredibly fast. I don't mean that non-athletic way, but like, you know how he doesn't run traditionally, right? Like he's running and he's placing his feet in these strategic places that makes his body look awkward.
That's why
But
he's
he's
tough to
still
tackle.
moving so fast.
Yeah,
It's just outrageous.
That makes him. I think that's part of the reason why he's so difficult to tackle. He has a very.
Could you imagine him in flag football?
Oh, dude, it'd be cheating. Omni King said, "How about that challenge by Harb?" Shake my head. You know, I thought that was. I was kind of back and forth on that challenge. I mean, ultimately ended up being a bad one, but more so, I want to talk about. Dude, Brandon Stevens picked that ball off, bro. That was an interception.
Yes.
I don't give a damn. That's 2 weeks in a row where we see a single foot, or maybe it was 3 weeks ago, we saw George Pickens do it, where he toe taps the same foot twice. That's a catch, ladies and gentlemen. That guy earned that interception. You stole it from him, and they ended up getting gifted a touchdown on that play, on that drive. That's an interception, Jimbo, all day.
Yes, 100%. That's the other thing, too, that call was so insane to me. I guess I understand it in theory, but
dude, that's a catch. When it just looks like a catch, it's a catch, man.
Right. At some point, like, how much more technical can we get with this thing, right?
Come on, man. That's a catch.
Dance over there. Dr. Uncle Bob says the old man said, how about Marlon saving the day?
Let's get it, Marlon. Yeah,
Saving
he was amazing.
I mean, I was just saying, saving the day. Absolutely, man. Yeah, you're right. You said it earlier, Glenn. He went out there and played really well. Marlon, physical type football. I mean, the goofy mistake at the end, but I love seeing Fruit Punch back, stripping that ball out.
And look, I know there's nobody happier about getting Tre'Davious White than Dr. Uncle Bob. He's a big Tre'Davious White fan and super excited to see what this guy's going to bring to the team. And shout out to my pops. Love you, Dad. Appreciate you watching. Dr. Uncle Bob also says Jimmy's hair is better.
Little grown out now. My wife likes this length. She likes this length better.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm not gonna. Never mind. I mean, this is a family show.
This is a family show. My nephew could be watching.
It's a family show. But yeah, the hair is back, ladies and gentlemen. He's ready for his headshots here. Kevin Lee. If we die on the sword of Zach Orr, Harbaugh can't be employed no more.
Family show.
It shows he is not invested. Look, I don't know if. Here's the interest. Like, how much do you buy into? How much stock do you put into Marlon Humphrey coming out saying how hard it's been for the guys on the defensive side of the ball to hear the criticisms getting directed to Zach Orr when he feels that it's on him and his teammates to get the job done and that it's not a coaching issue? How much do you buy into that, or is he just trying to bail out a friend and a coach?
Yeah, I think that there's a point to what. Look, Zach can't go out there and blow. He's not the one blowing the coverages.
It's true.
You know what I mean? He's not the one with the miscommunications out there on the field.
But is he putting guys in positions where they're just
so that's where I think Zach has a lot to improve upon. I just think we're trying to be this complex, deceptive, whatever defense. Look, we're a peanut butter and jelly defense this year, but just be the best dang peanut butter and jelly defense you can be. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to be tiramisu. Right? Like, we don't be something fancy and cultured. Who cares? Right? Take some white bread, put some peanut butter and some jelly on it, and tackle some guys, keep them in front of you, and communicate. Like, stop disguising everything. Who cares? And, like, Van Noy's dropping into coverage. What the heck? What are we doing here? Anyway, so to this point, I think it's both. I think it's 50-50 is what I would call it.
Yeah, okay. All right, well,
really quick, Glenn, just for everybody that hasn't found out yet, and Glenn, I don't know if you've been following Twitter, but according to reports, Kyle Hamilton's injury is an ankle sprain. It does not appear to be serious, according to John Harbaugh. So I just wanted to let that one be known.
Nice, good. Tone the Virgo says the one time Stevens turned his head for a pick, he's ruled out of bounds and outside of the
what a beautiful play too.
Is it safe to say Wallace is an unsung hero? Oh, absolutely. But he's getting his praises. He's got a game ball. And I'm sure he's going to be on every highlight reel this week, really up until the Sunday games start, because this is the only game in town. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Tylan Wallace. But I just hope that he continues to get more looks. This guy is an absolute impact player with the ball in his hands. We saw him as a punt returner. Now we're seeing him as a guy that can get the ball down the field after he catches it. Man, Let's see what this guy's got. Let's see more of him. And look, Nelly had a touchdown, didn't he? Early.
Yeah, had the one. I love that play, dude, where Lamar tucks it.
Yeah,
And
he
rolls
was just
out, dude. Every
open.
time, it is so beautiful, man. It's similar. It reminds me of what is it? 20 years ago, I could have recited this by memory, but it's a fake 22 blast with a backside George reverse is what I think it is. It's the play, and remember the Titans, the last play of the game when they're like, why is he bringing in a quarterback? Why is he bringing in a quarterback, right? And he's like, go deep, they're going to throw. And all of a sudden, he tucks it, and they're like, oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Right? Like, you see the whole defense when Lamar tucks it, just suck right up the line of scrimmage. Boop, boop. Easiest throw of his career.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just absolute easiest throw of his career. I love that. Hey, really quickly, Glenn, did you see this as well? Apparently, the Ravens, this might be old news, but apparently the Ravens got outbid for Rashawn Lattimore and Calais Campbell. But Calais didn't move,
never
right?
left. Yeah,
it fell through.
I heard about.
Deal with Calais fell through. Marshawn Lattimore, we got outbid.
Now, why did it fall through?
Yeah, I don't know, because I guess we weren't willing to give up more than a conditional 7th. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's probably some stupid crap. But anyway, J-Rock says, never doubted this team tonight. When Lamar is out there, we got a chance. Williams blew another coverage. Ardarius Shine. Maybe move Stevens to safety. Stevens plays with the physicality necessary for the position. But again, I don't know if I want a guy out there who struggles locating the ball to be my deep third guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's maybe strong safety up near the line of scrimmage, but that's not replacing what Marcus Williams does. He's on the back end.
Right. And how are you then replacing Brandon Stevens? You know what I mean? Like, to do something like that. And look, people can trash Brandon Stevens if they want. That's fine. I mean, I don't know if J-Rock is necessarily doing that, but it's just a suggestion. I think Stevens is fine. He gets thrown at a lot. I know he got torched tonight. That's fine, but he did not get the help in multiple plays that he was expecting to get.
Yeah.
He just didn't get it. You can't blame that all on him. Yeah, he got beat in some one-on-one scenarios. That's going to happen when you got a great guy like Chase, but I just feel like he didn't get the help tonight that he should have gotten. And that's really frustrating. Obviously makes him look worse than he probably is from a stat perspective, but he's going to get picked on. I get that. The other thing too is is Wiggins crazy physical? Every time the ball goes up there near Wiggins, I'm like, please no, please keep the flag in your pocket, please, or on your belt.
Yeah,
like, dude,
but I'd rather, like you always say, Jimbo, have to tone a guy back than to try and get him to play more physical, right?
It's true. I mean, it's absolutely true, right? Like, yeah, I'd rather to be that than the other. So yeah, I agree with you there. But it just scares me every time, dude.
Yeah, somebody in the comments said 59 dropbacks for Joe Burrow, 3 sacks.
Yeah, man.
That's not going to get it done. And look, I know, again, people are defending this defense, and they made plays, but how could you defend the yards, the one play scores, the 3+ 50-yard plays in the game? I mean, it was it's guys running wide open, missed tackles. Like, there's just too many errors to feel good about what we see on this defense. And yeah, we can outscore teams. We do it. We've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
What if we don't put up 35 or 40? Can we win a game where we score 21? Do you think we can win a game against a halfway decent team? Not even a great team, a decent team. Can we win that game scoring 21 points, Jimbo? Do you feel any confidence?
Yeah, no. I mean, there's no chance, right? Like, if we don't put up 30 at this point,
right?
I mean,
so that's my feelings, Massey. James Glenn, summarize your feelings. Nerve-wracking. Burrow getting sympathy from the media like Coward for his sourpuss attitude. They say it's because he has no help from the front office weapons. Oh, stop it. I don't want to hear weapons talk from Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
That's the most nonsensical.
I don't think Joe's going to say that. That's for sure.
No. And if that's what they're saying, the pundits, then they're foolish as well. But my feelings are still the same. We have to outscore you. And look, I do think there's a chance that the coaching staff and this defense could develop into a serviceable enough defense come playoff time that we can get the necessary amount of stops. But as it looks right now, we got to score 30 or plus just to outscore you. And if we're not doing that, we're not winning. And that's a little bit nerve-wracking.
It is. Speaking of nerve-wracking. So my sentiments are the same. I agree with Glenn on that, Mossy. The only thing I'll I'll say from the offense is that not only are a good offense, but an extremely explosive offense. We all know this. At 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game, it was 21-7. 21-7. I didn't realize it was
Left
that
in the
late in the
what?
third. In the third quarter.
4 minutes.
4 minutes left in the third. How
absolutely
insane is that, right?
insane.
So, like, the cool thing about the Ravens, similar to the Bengals, and this is why I think these games are close, very explosive offenses.
Yeah.
I mean, chunk plays are par for the course for both of these teams. And so that is it's different than years past, where in the years past we've had better defenses, right? But everyone talk about, Greg Roman's 2-minute offense is like, you know what I mean? Like, what is it, right?
Yep.
So look, I'm not saying that this is a perfect scenario, but at least our offense has the ability to make these big, big plays, right? Like, it doesn't need to be sustained by ridiculously long, methodical drives that are 15 plays, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Sean Cole says, we do have a kicking problem. We kick Joe's A. That's fair.
Well, we won both games, but he had 9 touchdowns and 1 pick in those 2 games, and 900 yards passing.
Yeah, Lamar still did better.
Lamar did still do better. I will say that he did still do better simply by the fact that he turned the ball over less and got the 2 wins, and it was also sacked less. But man, what a game! What an absolute I mean, like, you talk about Thursday night football, not a good performance, not a good product. Everyone's like, I go to sleep at halftime. It's a snooze fest. You ain't going to sleep at halftime with this game. Tank says the Bengals fans' tears on social media sustain me. I know he's loving every second of it.
Yes.
I am too. But you know what? I will say this about Bengals fans. They haven't been obnoxious like they have been in years past. And maybe that's because we beat them, but I haven't been seeing the same amount of like constant bullshit from the Bengals fans on my timeline. But maybe that's just because we beat them. They don't have much to say.
I just don't understand how Lamar can be in the midst of one of the most incredible historical seasons ever and on the road to his MVP, and 10-1, the announcers talk about Joe Burrow comparison to Lamar.
Yeah.
10-1. That I will never understand. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, what did we do? What did Lamar do to be so... Anyway, we're literally watching a guy that could...
You said it earlier. I think you're right. I mean, it sounds crazy, but he's the greatest football player we've ever seen, dude.
It's just insanity, right?
This is what it is.
He makes it look easy.
It just is what it is. Like, it sounds crazy to say. When you said it, I went, oh, man, that's a lot to say. We're talking about Brady. We're talking about... Now, not the most accomplished.
No,
but just
not yet.
The greatest football player in
in
history. I think it's not crazy to start saying this kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's going to win his 3rd MVP. He's 27 years old.
If he scores if he wins, if he wins the MVP and wins the Super Bowl and wins Super Bowl MVP this year, it'll be a pretty...
Book it.
You can make an argument here, Jimbo. There's no doubt about it. And he's going to be the greatest of all time as far as dual threat quarterbacks. He's going to have passing numbers that rival the greats. I mean,
Glenn, think about this. How can you think about, by the end of his career, Lamar Jackson will be clear and far away, the leader in rushing for quarterbacks, and have the most perfect QBR games in the history of the NFL. Both of those things, they're like mutually exclusive statistics, right?
Yeah.
Like, and he's going to dominate both of them. That's just insanity. Anyway, spiritual war exposed. I feel like I'm on a medicine high right now. They gave me the Mariah's Gotta Sing Tonight stuff. So I'm feeling pretty good. But what about the RTP call? RTP?
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer. They have Joe. They gave that they have give Lamar. They don't protect Lamar at all. Yeah, no, I mean, we know that as Ravens fans. Spiritual war exposed. You probably know this as well. Lamar just doesn't get calls. He doesn't get them.
No, but the funny thing is, I think they missed some roughing, even though I think the rule is bullshit, where if you just brush their helmet, it's a foul. But they did miss a couple. He didn't say anything. But then they call it, and I just hate the call. Broderick's hit, to me, is football. Like, it's just football, dude. He didn't do anything crazy. Hit him dead in the center of his chest. And yet that in today's NFL is a penalty. I think that's just silly. It's goofy. But they did miss a couple that by letter of the law of the rule, they should have called. Ryan Kelly says, don't want to hear about it. The refs don't care. No way, Jose. Bad reffing is the norm in today's NFL. Go Ravens. Yeah, it absolutely is. I don't want to hear any of the – I've seen way worse happen against – look, we had 11 penalties to their 3. I don't want to hear about Bengals fans going, but we deserve more penalties. 11-3. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Get over it. And dude, I gotta say that, let's see, Ryan, no, so to that point, not that they were bad calls, but old Falele came out tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Come on, bro.
He
Like,
did.
but I mean, part of growing is the inconsistency, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'd probably feel a lot different about it being that if we had taken this L, but yeah, he had a tough one tonight. Redbeard said, did anyone else
But
fail?
no sacks. Again.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Lamar was also doing magic back there. But Redbeard said, did anyone else fail? No. I feel uncomfortable. No, November when they flashed the Kings. Oh, man. Dude, Redbeard. I've said it. We got family watching the show, dude. Come on. Oh, it was funny, though. You know what the funniest thing of all of this is, Glenn? As soon as that happened, I thought of one person.
Who's that? Well, dude, I saw it right away. And you know what I thought of right when it happened? Chris Jones at the combine. When the anchor fell out of the front of his shorts.
Dude, so that's
if anyone hasn't seen it, yes, be ready. But he ran the 40 at the combine, fell down, and his anchor fell out of the front of his shorts.
Dude, I thought of all the Terrell Suggs moments where his freaking bubble butt wouldn't stay in his pants.
Yeah, that dude had a tuchus on him. But yeah,
wagon back there, dude. Remember the old wagons where the rear seat was facing the cars, like the cars back. Dude, old school wagon, dude.
Yeah, he had a tuchus on him, but yeah, did anyone fail? No, November. Stop it, Redbeard. Stop it. Don't say those things. But yeah, hey, Jeremiah says it in the chat, man.
Oh,
Ronnie. Unbelievable. I mean, Ronnie's back, baby. The only question is there any way they're going to be able to keep him beyond this year? Because I really feel like there's a team that's out there right now going, man, I want that dancing bear on the left side of my line for the next 4 years.
You know where he's going to end up?
Let me guess. San Francisco.
Nah. He's going to go to old Carolina, baby.
No, don't do it, Ronnie. Don't do it.
Get a bag and go to Carolina, dude. You know, don't do it. I don't know, but that's a great point you bring up. I've been thinking about that for a while, especially if he goes through this whole season healthy. He's out here
dancing with Hendrickson, who's got 11 sacks coming into this game. 11 sacks Hendrickson had coming into this game. Shutout tonight. Emo says Rose starting to look better these last 2 games.
I think so.
What do you have? 15 total tackles.
Well, not 2 games, right? This past game wasn't good, wasn't it?
12 total tackles. I thought he had certainly had moments in pass coverage. He had moments where he didn't look good, but so does everyone guarding the middle of our field. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I do expect more out of Rowe, but he did look a little bit better today than he did last game.
Yeah.
Sean Cole says super physical game. We need to play KC like we played the second half. Yeah. KC, man, that's it. That's the team. That's
ourselves.
About nothing else. Yeah. If we can not beat ourselves and we can beat KC, then I think we can beat KC, man. But other than that, man, we'll beat anybody, dude.
Dude, do the Detroit Lions scare you?
No, fuck. Nobody in the NFC scares me.
I know, man.
If we get out of the AFC, the Super Bowl's ours.
Right.
Easy.
I'm with you there. We got another one, DK?
Yep.
Are we caught up here?
This is the last one right here.
Oh, my bad. Brandon Humble says Dean Pease is the worst defensive mind I've ever seen in my life. Fire his A.
My man just got here 3 weeks ago. Damn, my man's already ready to fire him.
Yeah, nah, I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with him being fired. I'm okay with hanging around because I think that he's part of the reason why we're starting to see some improvement. I mean,
man, look, it's hard to even look at some improvement, but we did get some stops in the middle of the game. We got some stops.
Yeah. Well, didn't we get an early red zone stop too?
Yeah, we got a 4th down stop. Yep.
So
But dude, 350, was it 350 plus or 250 plus yard touchdowns? Was it just
dude,
two? I feel
I
like
don't
it
know.
was more than
Just two.
two.
Oh my gosh. DK set the over under for Jamar Chase at what, 65 DK? Is that what it was? He like quadrupled it.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
my
It
goodness.
is mind blowing. How does one person without his running mate go for 300 yards and
Dude, he had
3
better
touchdowns?
stats in this game than Tylen Wallace has had in 4 years of NFL football.
And he had an 80-yard touchdown today.
Right. He had 100 yards today, didn't he, I think?
And
What did
still
Tylen
count
end
all
up with?
that. Let's see. He
It
ended
has to
up
be right because then he had another kid. It has to be right around 100 yards.
115.
Yeah.
And that's an 84-yarder in there too. So.
Right. So, dude, what a wild game. But I'll tell you
now
what,
we can really enjoy the weekend of football.
I was gonna say we enjoy the weekend in football. We can we'll hope the Ravens get rest. Hope that Kyle Hamilton gets his best impersonation of Wolverine going on.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit of a
days.
tiny break. And then we see the Cowboys. I mean the Cowboys. What? The Steelers, man.
But look, the Steelers have a huge game this weekend against the Commanders, a game in which they are underdogs on the road. And let's just hope, if nothing else, even if they win, let's hope it's an overtime win. Let's hope it's as many minutes possible. They're as tired as humanly possible. But look, it's a Commanders team that right now believes they can win it. And that's evidenced by the fact that they go out and get Lattimore right before the deadline, bona fide number 1 cornerback to really try and make this Super Bowl run. They're playing for a lot. So the Steelers, come on, Commanders, dude. Come on, Commanders. We need you.
I know. It's almost weird. I almost want, I get nervous because, how many times does Tomlin lose 2 weeks in a row, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like,
That's a good point.
You want him to come out and win. But
They do kind of at the end of the year, though, don't they?
That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Quan says, can we just have one game with Nate starting over 21? Well, the problem is they both have to start because they really like kicking Marlon inside a lot.
Yeah.
We're going to see a whole lot of Brandon Stevens. So
guy, and it's not all Brandon. I just don't. I refuse to say that. I'm a Brandon guy. It's not all him, dude. Especially in zone.
Yeah.
When
he's looking for help and no one's there, that ain't on him.
No. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. And nobody just randomly lets a guy go. Just go ahead and run past him, right? And with how would he just simply let a guy just blow past him? And
where was he going to guard? The sideline?
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
you talking about Marcus Williams, right?
Yeah. They tried to say he got stuck on Gesicki. No, dude, he knew he was burnt toast and tried to find something to do to not make himself look dumb.
If they would have thrown it to the Gesicki would have caught it.
Right. I mean, it was just, that's all he tried to do is find the closest man to him to say, oh, no, it was on this guy. No, that's what he tried to do. Juan says, oh, yeah, he just said that. Jeez Louise, I'm tired. I think that's it for us, right?
I think that's it for us. But, guys, we will certainly be back after the results of the weekend, let you guys know the standings and kind of where everything stands heading into a big game next week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thanks for staying up with us late tonight. Appreciate everyone, including BetOnline. That's it for us. Have a good one. Hey!